I clicked it. There's a button and I clicked it and we're going live and we're almost live. Not live yet. Maybe we're live and we're live. Keith, let's start the show.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Today's guest is Carrie Gravenson. Hello, Carrie.
Hi, you guys. Good to be here.
Carrie hosts the Virtual Living Room show.
That's right.
Stand up at your home. And I like it. The pandemic made me used to virtual shows, and now I like it. I can have my pants off. I can watch comedy. Calicasio has been on it. Abby Crutchfield, a lot of people we know. All of a sudden, a dog's on stage, meaning a guest is watching and their dog starts barking, so the attention's on them. That's very exciting. You hear people at home watching. They don't turn off their mics, and they're like, I didn't get that one. What was that joke about? It's very exciting. It's very fun to be part of.
Yes, it's great. And there's still a 2-drink minimum.
We tell ourselves at home.
It's hard to enforce that. But if we see you drinking only 1 drink, we just boot you from the room. It's great. We're the bouncers. It's easy to do that.
So look up the Virtual Living Room. It's every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
All right. I texted Carrie before the show. I said, what should we talk about today? And she said, how about Halloween? And I'm like, okay. I go, do you Halloween? And she said, I love Halloween, but I'm not doing it so much this year. And I said, not too much. Huh? And then she said, I have to get some razors for all the apples I bought. I said, do you get trick-or-treaters? She said, nope, a building filled with 1-bedrooms. Then I said, all right, that'll be a good segment. Then she sent me a picture of an apple that with razor blades coming out of it all directions.
Oh my God, you already printed it? That was 10 minutes ago.
I take this job seriously.
This is amazing. You should get some color for that printer. You can't tell it's a red apple.
Maybe
I promise it's an apple, folks.
It is an apple.
We'll put it in pictures. But anyway, true story. She's got to eat the apple later. It's her apple. She paid for it. She cut herself.
No.
I cut myself taking the razors out of the apple. Because you want to hurt the kids,
Right. So it would have worked.
But if you don't give away the razor apple, you have to pull them out yourself. It's dangerous, you guys. I don't recommend putting razors in apples.
I like that the quote of the show so far is, you got to hurt the kids. It's Halloween.
You guys are too young to remember, but in the 80s, they told us this would happen as a fact. They were like, make sure your parents inspect your candy. Because other strangers will put razor blades into your candy on purpose to hurt you. That's true. That's the messaging we got. And then I would show my mom candy and she'd be like, yeah, this looks good. And I'd be like, what does she know? What is she looking for that I'm not?
Well, they probably didn't somehow open a miniature fun-sized candy bar.
Yeah, and then reseal it. I mean,
actually, okay, so this did work on my mom, right? We came to the United States in the 80s and they would try on Little America, So they put me in ballet class, like, oh, the girls go to ballet. And I'm like, here I am. Hello, I am Chemda. And they're like, Chernda, go face the corner. I'm like, I don't like it here. Anyway, but they tried on other things. I took karate. I got my yellow stripe, I couldn't get too aggressive, so I couldn't punch the little wooden thing. And they were disappointed. Let me tell you something. When adults can't hide their disappointment, and I'm a child and I can see it because they're like, anybody can do this. And I'm like, yeah, I was told not to be aggressive, so I don't know what to do here. Anyway, lost that one. But Halloween.
That's funny because it's obviously trick boards so that you feel like your parents are paying money for something.
Yeah. They weren't that difficult. And I was very, very little, but I didn't know how to get a little bit more aggression in me to allow myself to break something.
Right.
Anyway, but Halloween
to you. Yeah.
Right. It could literally do anything to me. I'm supposed to take it as a girl. So I was practicing. Anyway, Halloween rolls around. My mother actually lets us go knock on people's doors. Now, in looking back, I imagine it was like the neighbors that she knew and she probably curated it, whatever. We don't know what we're knocking on or not knocking on. Couple of years go by, we're like, Halloween is the shit. One news report. They found one razor blade, allegedly, supposedly. I still don't know if it's true.
And they didn't. It's not true. So I'll tell you the real story in a second. But
it was maybe they were reading The Onion that day. I don't know. We wouldn't get the American newspaper delivered. We got literally the Israeli newspaper to the door. So we were current on that, but somehow, it was on the news. There's a razor blade somewhere. We never went trick-or-treating again. Never.
That's child abuse.
It was so bad. And I know like the rest of the parents were like, oh, we're not accepting anything in Ziploc bags anymore. People used to, because there wasn't fun size so much. That wasn't like in every Target, and Target wasn't in every place. So you'd get like adults would get the bigger versions of things, then break it off, put it into little baggies,
little dime bags of M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a little goodie bag from some places, a couple pennies from some people who didn't think ahead, stuff like that. Now, I'm just staying at home. Only Purim for you.
That's. I gave out. I mean, we collected porn on Halloween. You go house to house.
Purim. I'm sorry.
This is gonna go somewhere fun.
Oh, I thought instead of Halloween they gave you porn.
Let's say they did. Bad. Go on, Carrie.
I mean, my neighborhood did. But that was, that was.
Look how understanding Carrie is. She's
There's
like,
no
porn.
Razor blade.
Okay,
There's
your culture is your culture.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So what happened with the razor blades?
So why is everybody so sure that no one had a razor blade in the world? Go on, Carrie.
No one had a razor blades. First of all, were not invented until 2005.
Okay.
No, that's not. But it was one evil dad tried to poison his own children with Halloween candy. And he mixed in the poison candy with the actual Halloween candy and poisoned his own children. And one of them died.
Oh.
And this got around that Halloween candy is poisoned. And then I don't know about the razor blade. I think that was like added on. And
the razor blade was more like people used to, I don't know if they still do. I think they do a little bit. They used to throw raw eggs at each other. And then as a ha-ha, they would start taking out the inside of the egg and putting nair in it and throwing it at people, or putting supposedly a razor blade in there. I don't know. There's so many.
I'm sorry. They put in nair, and all of a sudden my arm has a missing patch of hair.
No.
Yeah.
Nair, and by the way, I'm pretty
sure with your armpits.
Catch it with your armpits. Right?
Yeah, you just catch those eggs with your armpits. Duh. Nair is expensive. I'm a teenager.
And if there is eggs on it, raw eggs supposedly are really good for your hair. And if not, please don't argue with my Middle Eastern parents. I tried to. So, yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't think that the Nair thing is true, because have you ever bought Nair? I have. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
That's like buying my moose. So
eggs were cheaper than Nair. But also and I guess shaving cream was a thing. Like you just put shaving cream on something, and like that's always funny,
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I didn't do the throwing free protein at people for damage. I mean,
right.
That's not nice.
I also didn't want to spend my money to throw things on people. I'm like, I can get a carton or two of eggs, or like a Kit Kat for myself.
Yeah. But also, you guys, there's free candy afoot. Like, if we do this right, we can get free candy. Why would you rather throw eggs on people? It's just dumb.
Well, they threw pennies at Chemda, but that was just rude.
Right.
That was different. Yeah, that was insulting.
Guys, there's a war. A little penny my way is not gonna. I'm sorry. I keep trying to make it light, and it's not cool.
Now's not the time, Chemda. They're having a civil war right now. No. They're having a little civil war.
Civil war.
That's their business.
Let them fight it out. Yeah. We'll see who is victorious.
You shouldn't get involved in sibling rivalry. They have to work it out.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at the last time Carrie was on. The show was called Open Portals with Carrie Gravenson, and it was called that because we ended up talking about Ouija boards. The show before that was celebrating 18 years of Keith and the Girl with Mike Cannon, and I read a story about how 28 girls, who the fuck knows what this means, but 28 girls were hospitalized after playing with the Ouija board. The next day, we kind of talked about it with Carrie. And I see here in show notes, a listener warns Keith about Ouija boards setting off interdimensional portals with no follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
It's like, trust me, I know. Right. And then quote, and I assume this is from Carrie, take it from a redhead, don't mess with them. Was this from Carrie or the listener who happened to have red hair as well?
I think the listener had red. I don't think I would pull the redhead card when talking about Ouija board authority. That's not how we do our genetic testing these days.
I was talking to a brother of mine fairly recently. I don't even know how it came up, but I love board games. I don't have people over to play them, but I just love them. They're my happy place.
Invite me over.
And somehow I had well, you don't got to do that. Somehow Ouija boards came up, and I'm like, oh, I think I do want to get like a pretty Ouija board, somebody that carved something nice. And my brother like got mad at me and said, don't do it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but I might do it. And then he took it as a personal affront, like I won't do my brother some kind of favor. And he definitely believes there's something demonic about it, and he's intelligent somehow. It's very strange to me. We put up the poll, are Ouija boards, quote, real? 8% of our audience said yes at the time. When you're in a toy store and you want to get like something for Christmas and there's the Ouija board, I hope you don't even go down the aisle, right? Or you're like, well, Satan can't, he has to wait until you open the lid. Like,
well, you can't even touch the games on either side of the Ouija board.
I would think.
You know what I mean? If it goes like Pictionary, Scrabble, Ouija board, Boggle, you can't touch any of the other games. They could be in another dimension.
Well,
I'm in a drugstore and I'm going to get Nair, but it's worth it. Only 5 aisles away is Satan. Why
is it in the game aisle? It seems a little.
It should be in the religious aisle. It should be in the. No, it's because it's a game and it's stupid. But man, how do you believe that's the one fucking thing I can't buy because it's Satan? It's fucking weird. And I'm looking at him sideways now.
You could just draw a pentagram and stand in it.
Well, he'd rather I didn't do that,
Oh, don't do that either. What can you do?
That's great. What do you do when somebody tells you they believe in Ouija boards? How do you read?
I mean, everyone's entitled to their thing, I guess, but nobody can dictate that you can't get one. I mean, that's where I draw the line. Like, anyone's entitled to believe whatever.
Well, he's worried about his brother getting one, and that's. But wait, did you ask him in what way he believes? Like,
he knows people and stuff happen, but none of these people ever have a story. There's never a story. He just knows that it happened, and these people swear bad shit happened. But no examples ever.
Like what? Yeah, like anal probes. Like there's a lot of.
When I was like 12 or 13, we used a Ouija board, and it was really late one night. My mom was asleep. There were like 4 of us, and yes, a demon did come out of the board. But he just told us to like stay in school and don't do drugs, and then he like disappeared into like a tornado of vapor and went back into the board.
Oh, that was your dad. He was doing the sheet trick.
Am I counting that as a Ouija board working? No.
I think you guys were watching Beetlejuice.
It was, I saw that for the first time the other
recently.
Night. Yeah, the other night.
She understood it was a porn because of this Bobert. Yes. She's like, let's get horny. Let's see what it does.
Oh my God, like, did you love it?
I thought it was very campy. Yes, I thought it was. It's of its time.
Yeah, but I think what's holding up, it's like a silly ghost movie that's now a musical, but it wasn't like fun. And
it was fun. Yeah.
She's saying yes.
Am I going to watch it again? Am I going to buy the costume? Am I going to watch the Beetlejuice porn knockoff?
That apparently is on Broadway.
Yeah. There's but now I understand all the memes, like I get the costume, like I understand.
There's going to be a sequel.
Stop it.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for 30 years, and
they got posters now. Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder.
Did I know this already? Am I shocked again?
Life's exciting for you.
Life is exciting.
New adventure.
I live in the now.
Right.
So whatever I just learned, I'll have to relearn later.
I picture my mom in heaven looking down. She sees I'm debating about buying a Ouija board. No. Or when you get to heaven, you realize it was all bullshit. And you're like, it's silly, this stuff I had to believe. Yes, Carrie?
Get the Ouija board. Your mom ghosts into it and tells you shouldn't have a Ouija board.
She keeps putting the oracle to buy. Right.
Goodbye, She's goodbye. Like, buy. refund.
Actually, she tells you which flea market will give it to you for 5 cents for next time.
Right.
You could have bought this cheaper.
You overpaid for this Ouija board, son.
That's why she's haunting you now. You're just overpaying for so much.
Yeah, that'll be my dad's haunting for sure. Well, you didn't ask to see a manager and get a discount? You're an idiot. Bye.
My mom died of dementia. I like to think that every day she wakes up and she's like, "Yay, I made it to heaven!"
Aw.
But every day.
Every
Aw.
day.
That's sweet.
Nice.
Did you hear that Viagra supposedly works, like helps people with Alzheimer's now?
They said something like 40 or 60%. I was like, that's a high percent. I want to
Oh,
take Viagra.
yeah.
It
I
was
want to see the sample size for that. I want to see which pharmaceutical company paid for that study. I want to see which older men wanted to take Viagra and then told their wives, my dick getting hard will keep my brain smart. And the wives being like, okay, go,
it's the
fine.
thing. I want to poo-poo it away. And I thought maybe I was seeing some sort of weird ad, but this is apparently just a side effect of stuff. Is this getting you guys excited? Is it ironic that I'm getting excited for the weird reason with Viagra?
It's just funny that
Now I'm excited.
Now you want Viagra.
At first it was heart medication.
Right.
Then they realize it makes your dick big, and they're like, it's for dicks. Now it's like, it's for Alzheimer's. They don't know. So I think they just put shit together and go, let's see if this does something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like
what they do.
Maybe it's just a pill to make a male better. Like, here, we're trying.
Right. But if you ask the pharmaceutical company, like, what should I do about menopause? They're like, what now?
I like that I'm getting birth control and men are more getting Viagra. And I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We hate women so much that if you didn't have PMS, it would make it easier on us, the men.
Right.
Meanwhile, we're not going to look into it because it's for you.
No, because we made it up. We made it up to be because you didn't do the dishes. Okay. Yes.
I'm reading
all the big lie.
I'm reading now about the new House Speaker, Mike Johnson. Apparently, he's a big religious freak, does believe that the election was rigged, and he is pro-Trump. But he knows that homosexuality equates to bestiality.
Maybe
I
for
didn't know we were
him.
still there. I thought universally we understood gay stuff. We didn't understand transgender stuff yet. And it's like, can't you see a connection somehow? But no, apparently you got the third in line to the president, vice president, speaker of the House, believes bestiality and gay sex is the same.
I feel like they're just talking from personal experience. Like, I don't,
right?
Because I have never thought, oh my God, I'm going to start being into animals soon. This is like, my slope is slipping, just holding on to the top of the slide going like, no, if I let go, I'm going to want to fuck a monkey or a horse, or what am I going to fuck what?
Yeah. I mean, the Ouija board told me to fuck a monkey.
Right. And I believe
that's, you have to do. Yeah. I don't remember the checklist when I was deciding on heterosexuality that it was like, do you want to be gay or do you want to have, and then in parentheses, like there was like an asterisk and it was like also animals. Right. And I didn't check that one.
No, thank you. Right.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of times it's guys, and it's like guys going, if you're a guy and you want to fuck another guy, you're an animal. And I'm like, is that because you really believe that men are animals?
Yes.
Also,
nobody should want to have sex with men ever. Have you ever had sex with a man? It's disgusting.
It's too much.
Nobody should, the whole planet. Could we just never have sex with men? So the men are like, why is nobody having sex with us? And so they have to have sex with like farm animals.
Let's see here.
What? That makes so much more sense.
I'm just saying, men are grody, and I'm straight.
I know. I feel like it's a character defect to like guys. Like, I guess I have to. I don't know.
I don't know why.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. I meet my guy friends. First things out of her mouth. Hey, asshole. Hey, shithead.
Yeah, right. Great.
Yeah.
Right. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
He believes we just had the Maine in the state of Maine, the mass shooting. Shooting is because people believe in evolution. So why would you value life? Who's in charge of it? Not God, a primordial ooze. So nobody cares about life.
So why wouldn't we just shoot the primordial ooze?
We're putting chemicals in the water. They're trying.
All right. Wait, so does that mean if I believe in evolution, I can go shoot up a bunch of people?
Hey. It just means you're gonna. It just means you're gonna.
It means we'll understand after the fact.
I
but
see.
thank God these psychopaths believe, apparently.
Wow.
House Speaker Mike Johnson's wife took down the website to her company, Onward Christian Counseling Services, a day after the Huffington Post pointed to documents on the site that compared homosexuality to bestiality and incest. So at least she realized that might be too much at this moment in time. Huffington Post is funny because there's some articles that are, I think, written so well. And then I get an alert on my phone. I'm like, oh, Huffington Post wrote something again. 7 kitchen utensils at Amazon you can't do without. I'm like, good. Okay. All right. I guess why your news is free. Kelly Johnson is the wife of Louisiana Republican and newly elected speaker. Sex, let's see. Sex is offensive to God if it is not between a man and woman married to each other. We believe that the Bible teaches that any form of sexual immorality, such as adultery, fornication, homosexuality, bisexual conduct, bestiality, incense, pornography.
I like that it's incense.
Is it?
Who knows? What do they know? They're saying bestiality and incest as the same thing.
Yeah.
Then say incense too. Who cares?
Yeah, incense is also bad. I mean, that brings the devil too. Am I right?
Yeah.
The website has been taken down in that regard. In the past couple of years, the two of them, the Speaker of the House and his wife, have co-hosted a podcast called Truth Be Told, where they discuss politics and social issues from a conservative Christian perspective. They've done 69 episodes so far. Nice. Nice.
You guys should have them on.
Johnson defended a creationist group that was trying to get tax incentives to build a Noah's Ark themed amusement park. The same year,
end of the world theme amusement park.
It brings your faith back a little bit. Every time you see it, you're like, oh, that was a sweet time. Noah's Ark. That same year,
Noah's Ark was a sweet time.
It reminds you about the God and his miracles, the rainbow we got, and then people ring that.
I mean, there were koala bears on that ark.
Right.
2 of them. Hopefully, they were attracted to each other.
Hopefully, they were opposite sex. They had a check for all these animals. The same year, Johnson also offered free legal advice to any public officials who felt it would compromise their faith to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the Supreme Court declared marriage equality the law of the land.
Holy shit!
It's still out there. It's 2023.
But can we start using the word fornicate more often?
Yeah. If you want to tell me how to not be attracted to you,
yes. I was like, baby, let's fornicate tonight.
Yes. Oh,
we're gonna be fornicating. Yeah, I'm gonna fornicate you.
Your beliefs are different than mine. Go fornicate yourself.
We're not even married. Let's go fornicate. Yeah.
I'm starting to think these religious people are weirdos. You remember this, Pat Robertson, rest in hell.
You know what they do in San Francisco, some of the gay community, they want to get people, so if they've got the stuff, they'll have a ring, you shake hands, and the ring's got a little thing where you cut your finger.
Really?
Yeah, really. I mean, it's that kind of vicious stuff, which would be the equivalent of murder.
Yeah, yes, Pat, it would be the equivalent of murder if they have the stuff. Yeah, it probably would be.
What is he saying? They're cutting...
Spreading AIDS?
He's saying gay people are deliberately giving other people AIDS.
So as soon as I cut your finger, I gave you AIDS because I'm gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how gay and AIDS works.
Gay is the worst. You become a murderer. I don't know.
Never mind bestiality.
The mental gymnastics of something that doesn't impact you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, these women are wearing purple. It's like it doesn't affect you. Why do you care?
Here's a little compilation.
There's never been a civilization ever in history that has embraced homosexuality and has survived. The Bible says, if any man will not work, let him not eat. Now, that didn't say, if any man will not work, let him go to the soup kitchen and let the government pick up the tab. The people of color have to rise up and overtake their oppressors, and then, having gotten the whip handle, if I can use that term, then to instruct their white neighbors how to behave. Now, that's critical race theory. What is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
It is a black thing, Pat.
It is.
Well, you could become a Muslim, then you could beat her.
But in lieu of that.
You don't want to go to Saudi Arabia?
No.
I'm talking about the cheating. He cheated on you. Well, he's a man. Okay. There are a bunch of people who are just bums. And if these people are out drugging themselves, let them starve to death. You've got a couple of same-sex guys kissing. You like that? Well, that makes me want to throw up. America, if you want to bring the judgment of God on this nation, you just keep this stuff up.
There you go. And this is the world we live in
Wait,
now.
how did you find this compilation? Did you spend like 2 days listening to?
You have to learn about the enemy.
Oh my God.
Carrie, have you met the internet?
I also just showed you a picture that you sent me 10 minutes ago. This is serious shit I'm doing.
He doesn't fuck around. That's
This
insane.
show doesn't do itself.
Where do you want to begin? First of all, mac and cheese. Am I? I'm just eating it. I eat the organic stuff, so like that's appropriation, right? I don't.
It is a black thing.
It.
That's all he's saying.
Okay. I mean,
that's it.
All right.
This was him talking about Haiti.
Christy, something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people may not want to talk about it. They were under the heel of the French.
He's jacking off, yeah.
Napoleon the Third and whatever. And they got together.
I'm not a history teacher.
Together and swore a pact to the devil. They said, we will serve you if you'll get us free from the French. It's a true story.
Is he talking about Hades?
And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal. And they kicked the French out. The Haitians revolted and got themselves free. But ever since, they have been cursed by one thing after the other, desperately poor. That island of Hispaniola is one island. It's cut down the middle. On the one side is Haiti, on the other side is the Dominican Republic. Yeah. Dominican Republic is prosperous, healthy, full of resorts, etc. Haiti is in desperate poverty. Same island. Sure. They need to have, and we need to pray for them, a great turning to God. And out of this tragedy, I'm optimistic something good may come.
All right.
What? What kind of history lesson was that?
That's amazing.
He's like, Dominican Republic has resorts. So I'm looking at Haiti like, Haiti, the fuck?
Pick it up. Pick it up. If you hadn't made that deal with the devil to get out of the rule of the French, you wouldn't be in this mess. You'd have resorts.
Which is God, by the way.
The benchmark of any proper society.
This God is such an asshole. I just saw the documentary The Nun 2. It follows the story of the nun. And everybody's dying, everybody's being possessed, and the good nun has to figure out how to kill the demon nun, and it's by praying on literally praying and then putting your hand on wine, which I guess is blood, and then God steps in and takes care of business. God just waits until you figure out the trick of how you have to pray exactly. What an asshole.
Yeah.
What an asshole. Look, how did we get there? But before the show, we were talking about the plagues that God sent down. And I like the picture. He just grabbed handfuls of frogs and threw it down. Locust threw it down. Carrie goes, yeah, spoiled milk, just throw it down. It took him a while to be like, I think we just got to kill boys because you guys aren't taking this shit.
Nobody is
seriously.
listening. No,
There's
mine
little
was
lice. It's lice.
Lukewarm coffee was the fourth plague. Nobody talks about it. And then God said, thou shalt not have neither hot nor cold coffee.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on these fucking weirdos. They're the ones. They're the ones doing the fucking sick shit when they're complaining about all this stuff. A New Jersey councilman and his son, both teachers, were released from jail less than a week after they were busted for possessing thousands of images of child porn in their home that they share. You got to do anything for dad's attention sometimes.
They share the home or they share the kitties?
Both.
Oh.
I mean, the home for sure. The porn, I'm going to assume.
That's gross.
It is gross. I wish I said that. I wish people don't think I'm just copying Carrie.
I can't believe people live with their parents. When you're an adult, that's so disgusting.
Despite living just 530 feet from an elementary school.
Why does that matter?
530 feet. What is that?
It would be okay if it was 1,000 feet. Why do they put that in there? All right.
Jeffrey, 65, and Stephen Grossman, 24, were awarded house arrest. Arrest them. At least separate them.
They arrested the house.
But they don't put them back together
Yeah,
where they can talk about child porn.
They're just going to touch dicks.
Did you say 64 and 24?
65 and 24.
Wow. That's an age difference.
They were awarded house arrest. They await separate trials on charges of second-degree possession of child porn.
Good
Investigators found thousands of nude and sexually explicit images of children in their home. Over 1,000 depictions of child sexual abuse of boys between age 10 and 13. The son like, hey, I'm into this too, but I assume you never abused me.
Right.
Right, Dad? Yeah,
House
okay, good.
arrest.
That'd be weird. Yeah. Between 10 and 13 were found in a drop box used by Stephen. Stephen's the younger one. Yeah, it's all to impress Dad. While over 15,500 depictions of younger pubescent girls were found on the dad's device. So the dad looks at the kid and is like, you sicko, we can't share our stuff after all. You're into boys?
Oh my God. At first, the reason why I said that's an age gap is I missed that they were father-son. And
yeah.
Holy shit. Keith, what makes you pick this story? Because they're father-son?
Everything just flowed. It went from the new Speaker of the House. So, he's up to weird shit because he brings up bestiality is equivalent to gay shit. And it's always these fucking weirdos. And I guarantee this father and son are on social media teaching everybody about morality.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went.
Those two vote.
They vote. That's right. The elder Grossman was in the middle of his 11th year as a social studies teacher at a middle school. Great. Let's see. He currently serves as borough council president. His son frequently serves as a substitute teacher in the same K-8 district.
Oh, wow.
Both were immediately booted from their teaching posts.
Well, at least that's good. It would be like they've been put on administrative leave until the investigation continues. But house arrest? That's where they got into this mess.
Yeah.
Right. Don't let him have a house.
You can't have a house. You have to stay in the jail with no porn. How about that?
They're drawing each other porn. Like they're not allowed computers.
How did they decide house arrest?
Yeah.
Who gets house arrest anymore?
Yeah.
Go to your house, rest.
Go to your house. You can't leave your house.
They're awaiting their charges, but they're free for now.
Wow.
Huh. They must have paid, what do you call it when you can leave for
Bail?
a second? Yeah.
Right. I have some things I have to tie up. All right. Is it little kids?
Right. Ugh.
That's why he brought up that story for that joke.
Right. I came up with the joke first, then I kept searching newspapers for anything that would match. I didn't know it'd get this sick. Right. Obviously, totally different. Let me be clear. But a Missouri high school teacher was placed on leave last week after being outed as an OnlyFans performer. She wants to return as a teacher. The school is saying you can't do that because the kids know you're on OnlyFans, so it's awkward.
Damn.
Oh.
Megan Gaither, 31 years old, was the second educator to be suspended from St. Clair High School for running an OnlyFans page.
Okay.
The English teacher and varsity cheerleading coach, said she was placed on leave after other faculty members told the media that she had sex on camera with her best friend and former coworker Brianna Kopich. Kopich, 28, was suspended from the school last month after administrators found out that she and her husband were making adult content on the porn site. So this woman and her husband were on OnlyFans. Then this other teacher and the wife did OnlyFans stuff, and they're both out of the school.
The lesson we're taking is not pay your teachers more. Right? I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like the lesson here is pay your teachers more.
It's also like, I wonder. Okay, I get that, if I saw my teachers in any sexual anything, first of all, I'd probably throw up. I never wanted to see any of them outside of their position in my life, right? But I wonder what's the law that they broke? Is it like a discomfort? Do you know what I mean? Because I think more and more, like OnlyFans isn't considered porn, although if you're doing pornographic shit, it is, right? It's sex work. Like, I think with stigmas coming off and people seeing sex in a different way. Will this in like 20, 40 years sound old, or will we always feel this way? And I'm not saying one way or another. It's very awkward, but I can't tell where I land on this stuff because of my age mostly.
I wouldn't skip English class. That sounds hot.
Well, you don't know, right? It might
but there's never been awkwardness between teachers and students before.
The sexual awkwardness is a little different. Let's not
you're
be
teaching
too casual.
But you're teaching teenage boys. I mean,
Yeah.
back to boys are gross theory. Like teenage boys are going to be horny for like a warm watermelon.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
But like, yeah, I had friends who had crushes on teachers in high school, and this was pre-internet.
Crushes are different. We're talking about your teacher. I can find, like, when we talk about, I could find my teacher on Facebook. That's already awkward, but nothing about the law has anything to do with it, right? But teachers are hiding their personal Facebook because it's awkward to include your students in your personal life. Now I can see you having sex.
Yeah, but you'd have to pay for that. I mean, like, to get on an OnlyFans and see your teacher by accident, I don't think happens. I think there's a paywall. You have to pay. You have to say.
Well, what's the matter if it's deliberate? These people give allowances. I learned as an adult, so you can scrape together $5-10, share it with your friends, and see your teacher's pussy. I worked as I was a beef cutter at a buffet, and they had a teachers meeting in the restaurant. That was too much. Now I get to see your pussy. Okay,
you're like, oh, I'm slicing this beef.
Hello.
But I do think Carrie's point was different and actually made sense. You do have to be 18 or over.
No, you don't.
But you do. You know what I mean? Like
theoretically, right? A lawyer could say you have to be over 18. You broke the law by being 15 and coming into this. I'm sorry, watching your teacher fuck makes you feel awkward, but she didn't break any laws. These are consenting adults, and she did it because she needs money because you don't pay her enough. So
that's the thing. Like, I wonder what they fired her over, because if your kids are on Facebook before a certain age, that's not cool. And if your kids are on, if they keep saying like, oh, you can't make weed or drugs legal because what about the kids? Well, there's an age for that as well. So how did they get to fire this person?
I ran into my psychiatrist, my actual psychiatrist. I ran into him at a rave. And he was dressed like a psycho, and I was dressed like a psycho. And in my head, I was like, well, this is awkward. But then I had the other thought, which was, this is his time off. He's not treating people right now. You know, like this is not
and
relevant.
This is probably why you guys get along.
Yeah. But I was like, that this is not relevant to his profession. Do you know what I mean? Like, if the teacher's not having sex in class, like, she's on her off time. Whatever she wants to do in her off time is her off time.
So that's what I'm curious about. Yeah.
I was talking to my therapist, and if I saw my therapist on Molly holding glow sticks, I said, on your off time, you better be with a pipe in your library.
What's in the pipe?
That's right. It better be regular tobacco. And you can also call it a study if you want.
I would wonder if that school was a private school, because they have a little bit more leeway to fire their teachers.
But I don't think that's right. I feel like I don't think she broke any laws, and I'm too freaking liberal. Like, I don't know how the students ran across it. I don't know who ran across it. If it was a parent, who ran across it and was like, oh shit, that's my kid's teacher. I've been jerking off to Miss Cheney. What was her name? But like,
you want to get the name right for this.
Got to get the name right. But that's the thing, is like, was she 500 feet from the school while she was doing this? Like, there's these arbitrary lines that we're drawing where it's like, you made that up. Like, that's not a law.
Yeah.
Other faculty members told the media, whatever that means. So it was other teachers being dorks.
All right. So they didn't like her, or they, one of their husbands was getting off. I don't know. I can't make up what happened, but like, that alone is not enough to fire a teacher.
Would it be strange if I returned to teach? Yes, this woman said. But I also know the level of the relationship I have with my students and the respect that I already have. I respect you. Fuck yeah. I'll take it. Wait till you get to AP English. Hello.
Ooh.
That's the thing.
Advanced pussy.
We'll leave it at advanced pussy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to take advanced pussy.
Hemda
Yeah,
did
it would be awkward. Sorry. Hemda
it'd be
did.
great. It'd be great. I'd show up early.
I'm sorry, let me quickly just write advanced pussy down. Thank you.
That's the name of it. Is that going to be the poll?
It's for her autobiography. Recently,
new title.
right. Recently, Hemda went on a bike ride. That was a vacation to her. It was a far ride. And then I heard that Carrie, she's nuts too, and she took the same trip upstate somewhere and called it fun.
Can I just tell you, hold on, because this is so perfect the way you prep this, the way you alley-oop this up for her, because right before the show, you stepped away and it's recorded. I was like, all right, Carrie, I really want you to tell the bike story, but just so you know, Keith is so bored with bicycles. He thinks it's the dumbest thing I ever do. So I just think, but like, hold tight. It's like, I think your story is really good and I think he'll like it, but just so you know, bicycles are not his thing and it's not going to be,
Did you stop at a public park bench and get a nice vegetable sandwich? Because I want to hear about that.
Wow. First of all, we rode with Ouija boards. So it's going to be a good ride. You got a lot of the details wrong just in your introduction to what happened.
That you went upstate?
We were on the same trail for maybe 1/20th of the time.
See
the West Side Highway, like up the West Side.
Oh, this is thrilling. I was wrong.
See, okay, yeah. This is where look.
Yeah,
Carrie took a different.
First of all, it wasn't even the same path that Hemda took. So let's spend 10 minutes on that.
All right,
but Hemda took like a real ride. Like I went out for like a day trip for like a few hours. Anyway. Here's what happened.
What time was it? What was the weather?
All right. Okay.
Were you dressed appropriately?
I was. It was kind of cold that day. It was a little bit brisk.
Thanks for asking.
Autumnal. But we took a ride. There were 6 of us total. Take a ride up. We went to the Little Red Lighthouse, which is directly under the George Washington Bridge, which I think is cute and fun. And I like lighthouses because I am fun.
White. Oh, fun. Yes.
Really? Is that a white thing?
I don't know what happens at lighthouses, but white people love them.
No, you have to know where the land. It's a seafaring thing. I'm a pirate.
I went on this a similar trip as you, and I looked up the top 10 things to do in that area. 2 of them were lighthouses, and I thought they would I thought I landed on a joke or something.
All right, you know what? Anyway, on the way back, a random stranger, a runner, pushes one of our friends off the bike in a very intentional and angry shove.
Oh.
She goes flying. The guy keeps running. He was coming the opposite direction. He crossed paths. He kept running the other way. The boys of our group, of which Jake is one of them, Jake is my boyfriend, finally we figured out that she was pushed and didn't just fall around. She goes, he shoved me. He makes chase after
Was she the last one? Was she the last one, like in that group, the way he was running?
No, but she was the smallest.
Wow.
Yeah. So he runs after, on his bike, chases after the guy who's on foot. Another one of our friends chases after Jake, chasing after the guy. They meet up with the guy, confront him. It ends in a physical fight.
Nice. It has to.
They roll down the embankment.
Oh.
Toward the frickin' Hudson River. They did not end up in the river. I know that's where you were hoping this was going, but they got to the rocks. It goes path, embankment, like brush, then pointy rock, like jagged rocks, and then river. And they got to the rocks. Jake had to choke this guy out to get him to stop flailing around. There was a crowd of people. The parks department comes. By the time I made sure that the girl who was pushed was okay first. By the time I get my bike over to where the guy, I can't see it from the angle I'm at, where by the time I get over there, both Jake and the guy have faces covered in blood.
Wow.
And I walk in like, what I missed? What happened? What happened, you guys? And they're still yelling at each other. The parks department, who are lovely, but like basically 22-year-olds, like they have no, like, that's not what they do. They were counting trees like that. So we're like this, and yeah, they had to break up a fight.
And just to be clear, Jake's like 40, right?
Yeah.
And how old is this runner guy who pushed someone off?
We estimated like 65-ish. He looked boomery.
And so now I'm picturing, okay, so he pushed the smallest person, pushed off a bike. I can't even. Now, I'm thinking, hey, we're on bikes, right? If I'm with your group, we're on bikes, you're running. There's no way you can outrun us. And there's more of us. What are you even thinking? So it's so aggro. Then I'm thinking, like, would I go? And Keith, I would love your opinion also. I feel like you would.
Yeah.
I don't know how I wouldn't just go up there. But once I got to the guy, I would just be like, what's your problem?
Right.
But Keith said, of course it's a fight, but I'm like, I guess what's your problem turns into a physical fight. But what do you do? What do you do?
So yeah, like my thing is, I don't think he's ever been confronted before. If he's ever done this to another person, I don't, and he did it to like a small woman. I wouldn't confront him physically.
It doesn't seem new to him. He seemed like
it didn't seem new to him. He had that angry old man vibe, just a bitter, angry person. And I think people would not confront him. And then when Jake confronted him and my other friend, he struck first.
The older
guy.
The
old guy. Yeah, the runner. So he hit twice first before he got hit. You know what I mean? Like,
that's unbelievable. So when Jake came up to him, what did he say?
What did Jake say?
And he's intimidating looking, by the way.
Jake?
Really?
He has he's a nice guy, but he has a big beard. He has a nice build. Yeah, that'd be somebody that you think could knock you out. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't fuck him because men are the worst, but.
Because you're into bestiality, or because you're not into bestiality.
Right.
No, Jake is a cyclist, that's his thing. So you have to be loud, you have to be verbal on the bike, you have to own your space because people don't see you sometimes, so you got to be loud. So he goes up to the guy and he goes, "In what world is what you did okay?"
That's, what? And I was like, those are the words. I don't know what other words I have for you.
And this is better. The guy goes, "In this world, buddy." And Jake goes, "I'm not your buddy."
Ow. And he practiced that as he was riding his bike, because that's what would make me be able to fight. Like, immediately I'd chase you, and then however long it takes, I'm like, I'm gonna have to punch you. You have time to think. So I wonder if he practiced this. I'm gonna tell this guy,
I'm gonna yell at this guy, but like, the guy said it was self-defense, which it absolutely was not. There was no danger to this person at all. And then my other friend came up. He punched the other friend. The runner punched the other friend first in the face. Who punches a person in the face?
As soon as he gets there, he gets punched.
Well, they were both yelling. They were doing that step to me. You want to start? I'll start. You start. Step to me. Step to me. And then the guy threw the first punch, which is freaking hilarious.
See, Keith, bike riding.
And then it was a brawl.
It is fun because as I'm chasing you, I know I'm going to have to fight you. I know there's nothing you can say about having a bad day that's going to fix this problem. Right. So I think I'd punch you immediately.
Every now and then you get to have a fight. That's not the lesson, Keith. I
think it is the lesson. Your boyfriend did the right thing and he's all bloody and fucked up.
Yeah, he had a fucked up eye. I mean, end of the story was no hospitals, no cops, which is a good day. You know what I mean? We hate hospitals, we hate cops. But
that's weird of the park rangers or whatever to be like, we don't have to involve the police.
Yeah, they were like, you go that way, because nobody had sustained injuries. Like, nobody.
That's surprising. One of you guys could have pressed charges for sure. Yeah. I'm surprised that other guy didn't because he was so angry. I wonder if I don't like pressing charges because then I got to come back up here for your court date and I got to answer questions about this and I have to remember it right. And I can't fuck up anymore. And then maybe you're going to press charges on me. And now we have this whole situation. But I'm wondering if, first of all, I don't know that I would go back because I can't fight. I won't fight. I don't have the capacity. But because I'm on a bicycle, can I stay a little bit behind him while I call the cops?
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. I feel like he would run up on me and punch me.
If you were pushed, you'd have to get back up on your bike and then make chase.
Let me tell you something. I have fallen off my bike, not even being pushed, even falling off my bike. And I have slowly fallen off my bike where I'm like, no, fuck. And I still need a fucking minute. Like I still like it. I don't even have to go like, did somebody just push me? I go, did I just fall? And I'm a little shaky. And by then
you have to do the scan of your body. Be like, body okay, body okay. You have to do the Android scan where you're like, okay,
right.
I'm okay. I'm actually okay. I'm just shaken.
So Keith, huh?
It's exciting. I'm on a bike ride now. Nobody tells me this stuff.
No, if you were bike riding with me and somebody shoved me, would you confront them?
Immediately.
Really?
Yeah, because that story will be in your head forever that I was such a pussy.
That you didn't confront them.
That I didn't confront him. So
it's more about the story to tell. It's not about justice.
No, it's more about how you can't see him as a lesser person in life in general. And that will be the only story, the biggest story.
And you'll act like we were more mature, but deep in your heart, we weren't. We fucked up.
Right.
I would be fine with either way because I see either way. And also, wouldn't it be, and I'm not saying, I think Jake did the right thing for whatever you can do at that moment. There is no right thing. There is nothing to do. But I wouldn't be upset if he didn't go back because then we just continue on our bike ride. I mean, there's no justice, but there's no justice here either.
Right. Right. Well, that's the thing is and he's not happy. Do you know what I mean? He didn't come back being hulked out and with a lust for blood,
Oh, I'd play it cool, Carrie. I'd play it cool.
You'd play it cool. You'd be like,
I can't believe we had to do that.
I'm going to go tickle that guy's balls for you. Men hate that. But I think confronting someone verbally is iffy, right? I don't do that. I just let if someone steps to me on the street, I'm not I'm going to take you down. Because I'm not gonna. I either tickle their balls or run off.
I have, but then after it's done, I'm like, in what world would I
I'm not your buddy.
I can't follow through on this. My mouth just went off, because I knew I had to act bigger than I was, or I thought I had to act bigger than I was.
And your weapon is I'm gonna call the cops, right? You know what I mean? That's my threat is back up or I'm going to call the cops, which is they're not going to get there. They're not going to care, whatever.
Yeah. I think my actual threat is if I go into I look crazy, then, I think that's the only thing we have as smaller people is to be I'm out of control right now, or at least I seem that way.
Yeah. But I'm so crazy. It's not worth it for you.
Right.
Right.
And goes pick up a newspaper. You might have heard about us. And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. I'm so sorry.
I'll eat your baby.
I'll eat your baby. I have a Ouija board at home.
The rumors are true. I love babies.
One side's beheading babies. One side's eating babies. It's all mess over there. Yeah.
Kosher babies.
A lot of things aren't kosher for these people, you got to eat babies. Carrie, thank you so much for your time. It's good seeing you. What does the audience need to know?
The audience needs to know
that we were joking this whole time.
Oh my God, we were joking. You could find me on Instagram at Carrie Gravenson and come see my virtual show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's the Virtual Living Room Show or livingroomshowny.com.
Virtualshowny.com.
Livingroomshowny.com. What did I say?
I don't know. Lots going on. So if you find that you're in for a treat, it's almost like a secret show.
It's not a secret. Or just follow me on Instagram and I'll talk about it every Friday.
There we go. Perfect. Carrie, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
That's it. Henda's going to close up here in a minute. Stick around.
I gotta get my glasses on.
Yeah.
Ryan V says keeps it real and claps. All right, Ryan. Today, okay. Mimi Cherry says kosher babies should be the title. Ryan V keeps it real is his full name now. I see. Okay. So he says that's true, Ryan. That's what happens when doctors give old guys testosterone pills.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, we've discussed science here before, and maybe not today. You guys, click all the buttons in front of you. And